This mod is capable of destroying even the most skilled ARK player. Dinosaurs are no longer tameable. You will now have to get past their very aggressive herds and steal an egg. Sounds easy enough, but it's just not that simple. Dinosaurs are aggressive to anything they think is trying to steal their precious egg. Even when you've outsmarted or even killed these prehistoric peanut brains, the baby that comes from the egg is level 1. This is not going to be easy. It might not even be fun now that I've already finished it, but it might be fun. I don't know. Hey there, I'm Raxceryte, and I invite you to join me on this epic adventure of mine, as I have 100 days to at least attempt to defeat the Gamma Monkey boss, while being hunted. This one's gonna be a long one, but it's definitely gonna be a good one. So grab yourself a snack and a drink and let's get straight into it. On day 1, I spawned at the lovely area called Tamash Bay. I began by picking up a stone, ripping a bush from its roots, and punching a tree, like the beginning of any other ARK story. After I got the essentials, I crafted my first pickaxe. And since the hunted make stats lower to begin with, stuff like health, stamina, food, water, melee damage, and even crafting skill is all lowered by at least 50% or more. The crafting skill is 10%, and it's horrible. It took 10 minutes to craft a pickaxe of all things. I am definitely going to invest in my earlier points going into crafting skill. While I was waiting for my pickaxe to craft, I was able to kill a whole tree. And by the time the tree fell cold and dead, and in this case just wiped from existence, I had drained all of my stamina. So not only are the beginning stats awful, but the stamina gain is atrocious. These 100 days are not going to be easy. Before I had crafted my first hatchet, I had gotten my crafting skill up to 30%, so it didn't take forever to craft the hatchet. Well, not as long, but still a pretty unbearable amount of time. Since stamina is so bad, I decided to start harvesting stuff with my hand. Out of all things, it totally makes sense that spending your hard-earned time by ripping bushes by their roots, picking up probably heavy stones, not that that really matters since we're basically ripped, but also picking dead leaves. Actually, you know what? It kind of makes sense that I barely drain stamina by doing that stuff. After I destroyed 100 bushes and picked up 1,000 stones or some number equivalent to that, I made a campfire and a storage box. I found a nice area to camp out next to a rock, so I placed the campfire in the storage box next to the rock. I crafted a spear and went out hunting for the first time in these 100 days. Alright, I need food, and food means either berries or meat. I don't know what I can kill out here. I met a Dimetrodon, and it was aggressive and looked like a snack, so I turned it into a porcupine before it fell asleep. While it was probably sleeping, I skinned all of its hide. That's how you get hide. Oh, this is gonna take forever. This is why you don't fall asleep first at a sleepover. Anyway, it took forever to skin this thing. This is wrong. Why does it take this long? It's been like 6 minutes. Almost there. Ooh, finally. When I got all of its hide, I decided to harvest its meat, which also took forever, resulting me in breaking my pickaxe and running out of stamina. So I called it there, and went back to my camp. While at my camp, I just huddled around the campfire cooking meat while crafting my first set of clothes that look really comfortable now that the game isn't at 360p. For some stupid reason, I was getting torpor, even though none of my stats were visibly lacking, so I decided to take a nap. I guess in this mod, your character sometimes decides to get tired and fall asleep anywhere, just like your grandpa. I eventually woke up, unlike your grandpa. After I woke up, I made a thatch foundation and a mortar and pestle. I placed the thatch foundation next to the rock and placed the mortar and pestle on the top left corner of the thatch cube. I was going to begin crafting narcotics and thought to myself that they probably wouldn't come in handy unless I wanted to knock out some of the protective parents. But I can't anyway since that recipe also changed. I shouldn't need to. Oh, it takes venom and narcoberry seeds anyways. Awesome. I decided that it was probably a good idea to harvest all the meat from the Dimetrodon. This decision cost me my night and I got no sleep. Just kidding, who actually sleeps in this game? Wait a minute, your character never sleeps, I just realized that. It's kind of weird. On day 2, I made a bow, and went to craft some arrows. Then I realized I needed feathers. I forgot that this mod makes you get feathers. Awesome, well you need feathers. So now I have a bow with no ammo. I guess I'll be keeping my spear for a while. With this newly learned knowledge, I gripped my spear and began my second hunt. I found a baby Kentra and its mother. I took a look to see what the baby Kentra needed to passive tame, hoping that maybe it would be okay with some metro berries. But nope, this greedy little spike ball wanted regular kibble. Spoiled brat. So I took my anger out on the mother. Ooh, that's it, I'm gonna kill you. Or die trying. Hopefully not at a powerful level. It probably won't kill me in one shot. Oh good, wait, it's running away, what? Hey, get back here. By convincing her to go to sleep, so I can take her skin off. I mean, harvest her hide. With the hide I just took from a consenting mother, I made my first bola. Then I went back to hunting, although I never really stopped, so I guess I just continued hunting. I found a family of pigs, and I guess I haven't built their houses yet, because as much as I tried, and I tell you honestly, I did not try, I could not find a straw house, stick house, or a brick house. Or I would have loved to steal it as well as the hides from these piggies. The baby pigs required basic kibble, so of course I didn't tame a pig, which is a hidden miracle when you really think about it. So I temporarily left the pigs, expecting them to probably start building a house. What? I had to give them a chance to build something I could steal. Anyways, I continued my journey on the beach and ran into a nest of Spinos. The protective parent obviously saw me as a threat, which is surprising because as if I'd really be able to do anything to Spinosaurus, but you know, peanut brains don't know better. So of course I got chased. But like I mentioned a second ago, peanut brain isn't very smart, so I easily got away. Running away from the giant angry lizard, I ran into the pigs again, but they didn't build me a house yet. I mean, build themselves a house. So I decided to make some signs and try to trap them. I would later find out that making the signs was a waste of time. I trapped an adult and a baby pig. It wasn't easy, and I found out that I could just bola them anyways. When I killed the adult, he ascended to Narnia or someplace.
Okay, he's gone.
And then I killed the baby.
Ooh, headshot.
I picked up all the signs and found the adult's sleeping body. I took the hide from the adult and then tried to take the hide from the baby. I guess they need to be 18 years or older to be skinned. I mean, that's convenient, but like, it doesn't help when they're dead. As if I wouldn't be able to skin a toddler. Like, come on game, get your priorities straight. The other pigs were obviously somewhat smart, because they were able to hide or run far, far away. I later found the rest of the family of that one Kentrel I had convinced to sleep on the beach, and I decided to also convince the rest of them to take a nap on the sand. This took a while. In fact, it took all night to convince all of them to go night-night. I had successfully convinced all but one to fall asleep. This was quite the sleepover, as there were a lot of contestants I convinced to fall asleep. And I'm sure you already know what happened when you fall asleep first at the sleepover. While I was skinning a Kentrel that was asleep for probably a few hours, the last Kentrel had come charging at me. I was already convinced that this Kentrel just didn't want to be in this epic sleepover anymore and left, but it came back. And now it knows what happens to people that fall asleep at my sleepovers, so I couldn't let it escape, because it's seen too much. Since all of the Kentrels were now catching disease, I chose to skin them all, since they had obviously consented to it by falling into a deep sleep. By the morning of day 3, all of the Kentrels at my sleepover were skinned, and none of them woke up. I got concerned for a second, then I remembered that they had all signed the agreement papers off camera. I was curious if there was a nest that the Kentrels left behind, so I tried to look for it. Either it was very well hidden or just non-existent. I also ran into a pack of packies. That was so stupid. Anyways, I bolted them and ran away. While I ran away, I ran into a Troodon. The Troodon decided to invite me to their sleepover, but I said no. The Troodon didn't like that answer, so they knocked me out anyways. I managed to fall asleep mid-air, and I guess this amazed the Troodon as it didn't skin me alive. After I woke up, I kissed the ground and ran away before I was forced to join another sleepover with the risk of not getting out alive. I ran down the beach, going back to my camp, and found a pig that had previously decided to desert its family, and it still hadn't decided to build itself a house yet. So I convinced it to go night-night so I could take its yearly salary. Yes, pigs get paid in hide. Didn't you know that? I was about to start the process of forging metals soon, since I was a few levels away from crafting a refining forge. So it took some time to get metal from river stones, so I could immediately craft a metal hatchet and harvest the rest of the stuff from the sleeping Kentros. This stuff being armor plates and their ivory spikes. I finally got to level 20, and made a refining forge immediately. I made 2 maggot bandages to see how well they heal me. It's really slow, but I guess it kinda works. Nah, I don't really know. I can't really tell. I'm kinda stupid. While the metal was smelting, I crafted a full set of hide armor. Then I transformed into the human form of Raxceryte, and Hirochi also joined me. A few days late, I would say, but that's okay. She says she was busy trying to colonize New York or something, whatever that means. With the metal I had smelted, I made a smithy. I used the smithy to make a metal hatchet and a metal pickaxe. With these new shiny tools, I went to harvest the rest of the resources I won fair and square by convincing a family of Kentros to fall asleep. It took forever, but on the morning of day 4, I had finished acquiring all of the resources from the Kentros. I decided to upgrade my camp by a little bit, and by a little bit I mean I just added 2 wood foundations. I had to move the campfire a few feet, but that's fine. After I added another 8 square feet probably, I don't know, I'm not a carpenter, I added a bed so I could respawn when I eventually die. Because let's be honest, I will die. I decided to go into the forest to find a tame, or an egg to steal really, or some crystal live in. Before I did that, I crafted 2 water skins so I didn't die of thirst. I found a pack of raptors, and I successfully bullied one. I made a really bad move, and ignored the fact that raptors are probably in a pack.
230. Oh, lordy lord.
So I got jumped by like 3 more raptors, leading to my first death. When I came back, I killed a raptor, not knowing where the other raptors were. But unbeknownst to me, the raptors weren't the only threat out here. An Amargasaurus of all things felt like killing me. Wonderful.
Okay. Good night.
I decided to use my brain, and in order to use it, I had to plug in new batteries. Or something like that. Now that my brain now has the delicious taste of AAA batteries powering it, I decided to craft a canoe. I went to the other side of the Gulf, and saw a capro attempting to assassinate me. My sixth sense went off, and I bolted the reptile dog mid-air.
What you can do about it? Ooh, get pranked, stupid.
Then I took it out because it violated the 9th law of Harambe by attempting to kill me. An innocent man who has done nothing here. Or that's what I told the council at least. After putting the dog down, I found a family of dodos. They were very brave dodos and tried to attack me. They were so cute that I accidentally threw my spear at their faces. I tell you deeply, and you have to believe me, this was an accident, I swear. Anyways, since they were conveniently no longer alive, I took their feathers since they no longer needed them. Since they were also no longer parents, I contacted CPS, and they told me just to take their eggs. The dodos had left 2 incubated eggs, so I decided to adopt these eggs. However, I would struggle to hatch them, because I don't know what I'm doing. While I was writing down in my notes, a very rude baryonyx decided to attack me.
Oh, come on, dude. I was busy. Man, you guys are rude. I was doing my note.
I decided to attempt to get my canoe back. But these reptiles with uncomfortable looking claws smelled me from at least a mile away, and of course killed me once again.
Already? Bruh, nah, that's impossible. Okay. I was like a mile away from you guys.
I attempted to swim across the body of water once more, and when I got to the other side, a frog of all things invited me to its sleepover.
No, come on, bro. I literally just got to my canoe. Go backwards. Back up. I'm stuck. Oh, and you're just gonna run away? What a little coward.
I guess I wasn't the first to fall asleep at the frog's sleepover because it didn't even skin me alive. When I woke up, I quickly got on my canoe and went home. I made a nest, hoping that it would incubate the dodo eggs, but nah, the nest doesn't work. So I made 4 torches and tried to incubate the egg, but they were somehow too cold.
Too cold? Come on, dude. There's no way you're too cold.
On day 5, I ventured up the hill to try and find something interesting. The only thing I found, and they were very interesting indeed, was a pack of aloes. They didn't kill me though, because my face met the ground and fell in love immediately. By falling in love, I of course mean me face planting into the ground at like 10 miles an hour minimum, and being sent straight to my bed for my next death. When I awoke, I made a crossbow to replace my literally never used bow. I found a river in the forest, and decided to destroy a bunch of river rocks for their precious metal. After I got some juicy delicious metal from the river stones, I found a pond. The pond had a few things living there, including from what I could see, a sarco and a frog. The sarco looked like it was at a sleepover I wasn't invited to. Turns out the sarco wasn't actually asleep, and that there was no sleepover. Therefore, I didn't have to sweat about not being invited to a sleepover. What a relief. However, the sarco still wanted to eat me, which I can't say I don't hear often, since I like to meet a lot of hungry predators. Like women. I eventually got away from the giant crocodile, or alligator, whichever you prefer. Probably a crocodile because of its snout. You see, a crocodile is recognizable by its skinny, elongated snout, whilst an alligator has a more short and wide snout, supposedly, according to Google of course. While I had escaped the sarco, another predator had been seeking me out since the moment it saw me, I assume. Like most things when they see me, I am beautiful after all. Anyways, it was a leech, and even though I like my fans and community, leeches are beaches. And this leech, without my consent of course, attached to me like a vacuum cleaner. Except this thing was definitely not cleaning me. Later, I had run into a few metal nodes, and I decided to harvest them if I died soon. Then I made a campfire to kill the leech that had attached itself to me earlier. After I killed the leech, I found a raptor. So I bolted the raptor, like you usually would, but before I could kill the raptor, I had to fight off 2 flying ants. After I killed the flying ants, I threw a few mega-sized toothpicks at the skull of the raptor, and it fell asleep very quickly. While I was killing the raptor, I had to avoid some large ants crawling on the ground. And once I killed the raptor, I killed the stupid ants as well. I guess the ants remember when I stood on their ant nest when I was 7, but it's not like they didn't have their revenge when they crawled all over me. And I only realized when there's about 1,000 ants crawling all over me. The moral of the story is, don't stand on anthills. Since the ants were gone, I began to collect my prize off of the raptor, this being hide and feathers. On day 6, I jumped off the cliff into water.
Either I miss and die, and I teleport home, or I successfully land in it and I get to explore down here. Let's go.
I attempted to tame an equus, since they were all level 1, and I assumed that they would like some berries or something, but I was wrong. Of course they wanted kibble. Why wouldn't they want kibble?
I knew it.
After I stormed off being upset about not having a level 1 pony, I stumbled into an RG nest. In the nest, I found the corpse of a baryonyx, and I attempted to harvest the heavy claw from its corpse. Because, come on, you gotta admit it at least sounds cool, plus it's red, so you know it has to be worth taking. I unfortunately was interrupted by an Amargasaurus, of course.
Please, I beg of you. Please, no. You jerk. You're a jerk. No one likes you. No one likes you. Literally no one likes you.
I managed to escape the Amargasaurus and quickly take my opportunity to take the heavy claw once more, but I was of course interrupted by an RG this time.
If there's anything I do right now, it's get this heavy claw. Oh, man. You guys ruin everything. I'm gonna steal one of your eggs if I can. That'd be funny.
This made me upset, so I decided and tried to take one of their eggs. I just needed to find their nest, wherever that is.
Where not? So if this is the RG... Oh, you fast. Ooh, juked. Ooh, distract them. Ooh, juked. Ooh, no, that wasn't a juke. Oh, man. Why are you faster than me? It shouldn't be... Oh, come on, man. 230? Nah.
I ended up not being able to find the nest, and after trying to run away from multiple RGs chasing me down, I eventually died to their claws. When I respawned, I decided to make a raft and live on the raft, at least temporarily. So I put the raft in the water, and began moving everything from my camp to the raft, and even adding a few things like extra beds and ceilings and ramps, of course.
Alright, we are ready to go.
I sailed to my canoe, picked it up, and then continued sailing into the ocean. I went to scout out the Spino nest because I felt confident enough to steal a Spino egg. So I parked my raft in a good area and ran down the beach. These Morellatops decided to chase me, so I thought I would prank them by making them run into the Spino nest. The Spino is obviously blind and cannot see its two giant meals in front of its eyes, because it decided to kill me, because I was better tasting or something.
Why are you coming from me? Why are you coming from me? Get them, they're bigger foods, bruh. Okay.
So I respawned and decided to go up the cliff instead of running along the beach like an idiot. I carefully climbed down the cliff and snuck past a Spino. This, however, would not be that great, because of course the hitbox of the Spino nest is really small and buggy, so I couldn't take the egg, because the Spino came back and took me out almost instantly.
Oh, bro, why can't I? No, it was right there, I saw it. This is so dumb.
I retried to take the egg. This time I had a parachute and attempted to lead the Spino away.
I have an idea. What if I just lead it away, right? Only one Spino. Maybe this will work a little bit. I'm gonna die. But I let it away. Ooh. I let it away.
When I awoke, a quadruple moon rose, so I decided to do a little XP farming by crafting a lot of cooking pots. By the morning of day 7, the quadruple moon had vanished, and I managed to get a lot of levels. So back to attempting to steal a Spino egg, here I come. I managed to get to the nest, but like last time, the hitbox is too hard to get to by the time the parents realize that someone is snooping through their nest.
Oh, come on, dude, this game is rigged, bro. Where is the stupid hitbox? This is so dumb.
So I came back again, and this time I had originally planned to lead the Spino into the ocean, but the Spino got distracted by the Morellatops.
No, don't fight that thing. Wait, no, do fight that.
I took my chance and ran to the nest. I was feeling hopeless because I just couldn't find the hitbox for the life of me. However, the Spino felt generous and gave me a lot of time. And when I managed to find the hitbox, I snatched the egg.
Ooh. Come on. Yes, please. Let's go! You can kill me, you can do it. Na. Eat my booty. Da. I got your egg. What you can do about it?
I had done it. Probably skipped a lot of chapters and don't know when I'll be able to hatch the egg, but I had done it, and that's all that matters. I continued down my journey of sailing down the beach and found some paths that lead up to the mountain. I was hoping maybe I could find crystal or obsidian, but no dice. What I did find, or should I say what found me, was a group of Carnos. They must have been really well trained, because one of them came out of the sky.
What the hell? Bro just came out of the sky. What? That's not fair. He's cheating.
This must have been some special corps of Carnos. Probably dropped out of a Carnotaurus airship or something. I was able to avoid them for a little bit, but they were very stubborn. They managed to finally catch me, and they did not hesitate to put me in my place.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't jump good. I'm good. No, we're not. I'm doomed. Hey, it touches. Oh, hello. No. I don't want to get stuck like that. He gave up. Loser. Wait, why is there some down here? Where'd you guys come? Go. Sneak. No. Okay. As if I wouldn't be able to fit through that tiny little crevasse.
On day 8, I finally figured out how to not be stupid and use the nest correctly. Apparently, you drop the eggs on the nest instead of putting them in the inventory of the nest, which is both dumb and highly unexpected. Dropping the eggs into the nest is a huge pain, because every single time I drop an egg, it has at least a 70% chance of rebounding out of the nest. It's literally so annoying. With this brand new knowledge of mine, I hatched both of the dodo eggs I stole a few days ago. When they hatched, one of them got launched.
Oh, he just got launched.
I didn't want CPS on my back, so I gave them food. I also made a chitin chestplate, but all I'm really doing is wasting precious chitin, because apparently chitin is really important in this mod, I think. After a while, the dodos were finally adults. This means I could kick them out of my house, if I had one, but I live on a raft, and I don't think CPS would consider it a home. Actually, you know what? Those aren't even my kids. CPS, you don't even have to be called again. Don't worry about it. Since the dodos were no longer children anymore, they had to pay rent. And the rent it's feathers, so I took their feathers and I made 14 arrows. I also wanted more dodos, because the more dense birds I've got, the more feathers to me, and the more feathers I have, then the more arrows in my pocket. So I think it's essential for me to start breeding them. While the dodos were breeding, I ran down the beach to see if I could find anything interesting. I ran into a Dimorphodon nest. Probably, I think it was a nest. Anyways, I ran away from the Dimorphodons and ran into a pack of Troodons. After I ran into the Troodons, I just felt like taking a nap. And by nap, I mean these little dino rats drugged me and skinned me alive. When I respawned in the wrong area like an idiot, so I had to run all the way back to my raft. On the way back, I killed a Dimetrodon. I harvested the hide and then started writing down some notes. While I was minding my own business and writing down notes, a pack of 6 or 7 dillos jumped me.
Really, bro? Come on. I was doing my notes, my guy. Bro, why are there so many of them, dude?
I fought my very best, as hard as I ever fought. The final 2 dillos were running away cowardly. I eventually managed to kill them, but then the 2 berries from earlier finished me off.
Bro, I got hit twice. You guys got aimbot. Run away! Oh, not again. Fine, let's play Ring Around the Rosie, losers. Ow, ow, ow. Run away. Oh, you guys are quick. You guys got aimbot, dude. I can take you on. Run away, little cowards. I got weapon. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, not the berries again. No, please. I'm innocent. I'll take you on. Everything wants me now.
When I came back, I saw a baby dillo, and it had no parents, so I convinced it to fall asleep. And when it woke up, it would meet its parents again. On day 9, I ran into the cavern-looking things again, the same place I was mauled by Troodons yesterday. I outran a Dimorphodon just to run into a herd of Stegos. So I decided to run up a path to get onto the top of the cavern-looking things. When I got to the top, I was chased by some packies. I bolted both of them and managed to kill one, but unfortunately the other packy ran away. Then I continued looking for Crystal. I was a bit clumsy and managed to fall off the cliff, so I of course had to go back up.
Ooh, that's not good.
I ran past a Stegosaurus and probably got impaled, but I'll just walk it off. Ooh! After I got rudely impaled, I ran into like 5 packies, so I just bolted them all and continued running up the path. Then I ran into an Iguanodon, and it looked at me wrong, so I bolted it and killed it. After I killed the Iguanodon, I found its nest, stole its egg, then harvested the clay and saberroot seeds. This Iguanodon must not have been happy. I mean, I stole its baby, so I guess it kinda makes sense that it was mad. So I had to kill it. The next Iguanodon, however, had a way different approach. This Iguanodon jump scared me.
Scared the hell out of me. Oh, holy crap.
I did not like getting jump scared. Let's be honest, I did basically nothing to these Iguanodons. So I killed the Iguanodon that jump scared me and every other Iguanodon.
I'm gonna destroy your nest now.
Then out of spite, I destroyed the nest, and then took like 20 minutes to skin all the Iguanodons. I was harvesting some big bones I found. It gives salt. I don't know if it'll be important or not, but I broke my pickaxe on the bones, so that's cool. Then I found the corpse of a dillo, and apparently you can harvest venom from the dillos, which totally makes sense now that I think about it.
Ooh, venom from a dillo? I didn't know they gave venom.
I also found a packy nest, and I think that maybe it's the nest from the packies I killed earlier, or the 5 new packies I also found earlier. Anyways, I took the egg, harvested the seeds and the clay, then proceeded to destroy the nest. While exploring up the mountain, I finally found crystals, and since my pickaxe was broken, I had to use my axe, which turned out to work out totally fine.
I'm gonna knock out soon. Crystal! My pickaxe is broken, but this should still work.
Harvesting crystal made me so tired that I decided to fall asleep on the crystal.
Oh, and there I go. That does not look comfortable at all. That looks so bad. It is probably fine for my spine. I'll feel it tomorrow.
When I woke up, I continued harvesting crystals, and apparently the nap I just took wasn't enough, because I took another one.
And there I go for the second time.
When I woke up, I of course continued harvesting crystals. I harvested crystals until my axe broke.
And there goes my axe.
I made a stone pickaxe but gave up because the stone pickaxe sucks. I ran into a spider, so I bolted it and killed it. I managed to harvest its venom and silk, which I have heard is very important late game, so I'll hold on to that. I ran into a pack of Dimorphodons and Microraptors, or something. They must not have really liked me because they would not stop chasing me.
Get bolted! Oh! That's a lot. That's like 600 Dimorphodons. That's not good. That's not good.
They eventually slaughtered me, so I respawned and tried to convince myself it was a dream. On day 10, I hatched the Pachy and Iguanodon. Then I expanded my raft a little bit. I just added some ceilings. I was about to place down the cooking pot, but a Troodon started attacking my raft, so I bolted it and let the three amigos kill it. I thought it was just a random occurrence, and did not expect any more Troodons. But after I placed down the cooking pot, another couple of Troodons attacked. I managed to bolo one in the water, but another jumped me from a different angle. This was completely unexpected, and the Troodon ended up knocking me out. The baby Pachy was still growing up, and she was running away, but then she grew up and gained the courage to attack the Troodons.
Yes, Pachy. What a legend. He grew up, he grew balls. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. No.
No! Everything was seeming fine. My Dodos and Pachy were teaming up and killing the Troodons, and we seemed to be winning. But out of nowhere, the Troodons had asked for support from a couple of Carnos, and we got steamrolled. At first, the Pachy defended me and attacked the Carno, but eventually the Pachy was overpowered by the horned beast. The Carnos killed everything. I was killed, and I don't even know who else was still alive. The Dodos were dead, the Iguanodon was dead, I had lost everything. I quickly respawned and got on my raft. The Carnos even tried to swim after me.
Save yourself! Why like this? You guys can't swim. Oh, you're pretty deep. This ain't deep water though.
They did eventually give up though. Turns out my Pachy is still alive, so I got her on the raft to safety. She was all I had left. I named her Legend, for she was the most courageous dinosaur I have seen in a long time. I crafted a Pachy saddle for her and made my first spyglass. Later in the day, I attacked a Parasaurus Legend. After just barely killing the Parasaur, Legend was pooped and took a nap.
Oh, is he gonna knock out? What in the green jilly-billy boo? I don't even know what I just said.
I fed Legend stim berries to wake her up faster. Then I crafted a water jar and quickly got Legend back on the raft. And when she got on the raft, she almost immediately went back to sleep. She must be really tired. I fixed my armor that was broken, and then Legend woke up again. I gave her levels in health and melee and gave her berries to eat. At the end of the day, I made a clay nest, even though I can't use it because it requires oil. On day 11, I cooked up some basic kibble. Apparently when you make one, it crafts 3, which is actually pretty nice. I hatched the dodo egg I got earlier, and I hoped it would be a female. Female dinos, if you don't already know, lay eggs. Eggs make kibble, and you need kibble to tame some dinosaurs. When the dodo hatched, it was a woman, so that's really good news. After I left the dodo alone, don't worry, she has food and probably a babysitter, I took Legend out and killed 2 dillos with her. I bowled pigs waiting for Legend to catch up, and she fell asleep again. Oh come on, why did you fall asleep again? Why do you always fall asleep? I don't get it. This is completely stupid. I don't even know why she's gaining torpor. I gave her some more stem berries and she eventually woke up. And just like that, she falls asleep again. I don't get it, dude. Why are you gaining torpor? Why? And she's out again. I figured out that for whatever reason, that when I feed her, she gains torpor. So I just let her wake up without any stem berries this time. While she was waking up, I harvested some venom from the dillos I killed. Then I passive tamed a parasaur while its family abandoned it. I named the parasaur Buddy, and when I got to Legend, she was still asleep. Note to self, when you passive tame something, probably go with the youngest one, because I don't think I'll be able to imprint this one. On day 12, Legend woke up, and she was still gaining torpor for whatever reason, so I quickly got her on the raft in case she fell asleep again. I got a Delta implant from a blue drop, however, it's not going to be useful to me because it's not even the right implant for a parasaur saddle. I got everyone on the raft, for safety reasons obviously, and then traveled to the tower. I thought that maybe there would be spiders or something in it, so I thought it would be a good source of chitin. I got to the tower, and I went up some stairs, but I was stopped by a metal gate. So I went up a different set of stairs and got all the way to the top, but found literally nothing. Well, besides this campfire looking thing. I don't know what I expected, but I jumped in the fire, resulting me in burning my toes.
Don't really know what I expected.
Since I didn't find anything, I went back down. This time I went down a staircase, and then into a cave system. The first exit I found was just a hole in the cliff, and if you fall you would probably die. The second exit I found was just another exit of the cave, so I went back in. And the third exit was yet another exit, so I went back in and went to the first exit I found, and I jumped out with my parachute. When I landed in the water, I saw a Hesperornis, and it said all it wanted was a fish to tame. So I swam along the coast looking for fish. I didn't find any fish, but I did end up finding another 2 more Hesperornis. I tried looking for the nest of the Hesperornis, but I couldn't find any, so I just went back to looking for fish, and I still couldn't find any of those. I'm beginning to think that fish don't exist. I chased a Lymantria for a while, until I couldn't anymore because it felt like flying up a cliff. Yay, no kiting for me. Yay. On day 13, I saw a Capro chilling in the water, and I tried to see what its level was with my spyglass, but it wasn't showing any levels. So I swam closer, thinking maybe it was dead or bugged out or something, but I was wrong. It was very much still alive. In fact, it was so much alive that it jumped me, so I bolted it and killed it. After I killed it, I used its corpse as an island to place my canoe. I was planning on swimming on the canoe back to my raft, but this Baryonyx had different plans. The Baryonyx obviously killed me. When I respawned, a swarm of spiders were attacking my base. I have absolutely no idea where they came from. Buddy died like a hero. Kind of. I quickly got on the raft and saved the dodo from falling off, and then I swam into the seas. I parked the raft along the coast and started fighting the spiders. Apparently Legend either teleported back to where the raft previously was, or she somehow got back to where the raft was, because she was killed by spiders, so that's cool I guess. Wait, no! How did... What? How? My boat's over there, how did my... Oh my... Did it actually like wake up and then... Oh, that's so dumb. And I bet you it fell asleep too. Oh, it's so stupid. This event was really dumb. Who knows where the spiders came from? I certainly don't know where they came from. And because of these spiders coming out of basically nowhere, I lost Buddy and Legend, which sucks. On the morning of day 14, I started to harvest all of the spiders I had just killed. Although I only managed to harvest 1, because the other spider corpses seemed to have disappeared, which is annoying. I forgot how slowly you gain health in this mod, so I made 10 maggot bandages. The maggot bandages supposedly help you heal, although I never really saw them make a huge difference. But they're cheap, so I don't care about having to craft them here and there. I also named the raft USS Titan, because the raft is a real chat of this 100 days so far. I climbed aboard USS Titan and plucked the feathers from my dodo to make more arrows. Later in the day, I was sneaking up on a baby Kentro, just to see what it takes to tame. And while I was doing this, a spider came out of nowhere. So I killed the spider, then harvested its chitin. I still don't know where all of these spiders came from, but oh well. I went back to sneaking up on the baby Kentro, and the parent of the baby must have some sort of anger issues because for absolutely no reason it killed my dodo. This made me furious, because for once I actually didn't do anything. Although now that I typed this script, maybe the adult Kentro knows what I did to the other Kentros, but I had their consent, and plus the dodo didn't have anything to do with the sleepover. This was unacceptable, so I killed the adult Kentro. While I was harvesting the corpse of the adult Kentro, the baby walked by and seemed to mourn the loss of the adult Kentro. When I looked at the corpse of the dodo, it had 19 levels. That's heartbreaking right there. Later in the day, I found a Zeta implant and a flare gun from a white drop. I came across a pack of raptors while exploring, and all but one of them jumped off the cliff, so I bolaed the lone raptor and tried to kill it, but it broke out of the bola and jumped off the cliff, which I was totally okay with. While I was searching for the raptor nest, a scorpion popped out from the ground. It surprised me, so I killed it. After I killed the giant bug, I harvested a heavy claw from the corpse of a Baryonyx. I went back to searching for the raptor nest, but still couldn't find it, so I gave up and stole the stinger from the sleeping scorpion. Turns out the raptor nest was really far away. I'm surprised that CPS wasn't called, because the whole group of raptors were very far away from the nest, and they didn't even leave a babysitter. Those raptors are very bad parents. Baby raptors apparently take regular kibble, which is extremely stupid, so I just stole their unhatched sibling instead. I got jump scared by a microraptor, so I killed it. Oh, Jesus Christmas. Oh, it scared the living daylights out of me. Get out of here, loser. Damn, I flinched so bad. You're gonna die for that. As I was harvesting the feathers, its friend attacked me. Okay, come on. I am busy, can't you see? And at first it ran off like a coward, then it came back. So I bolted it and killed it. I stole its feathers as well. Later in the day, I ran into a herd of iguanodons. I bolted them all and tried to find the nest. I saw baby iguanodons but couldn't get the option to claim one, since their hitbox was messed up. The adult iguanodon next to the babies got free from the bola, so I had to run. I managed to escape, but I came back on the rock with plans to scout out the nest, then bola all the iguanodons and take an egg or a baby. While on the rock, I killed an iguanodon, so that's one less to worry about. On day 15, I found the iguanodon nest, but I couldn't interact with it because it was on the side of the cliff and the hitbox was basically broken. There were 3 baby iguanodons, and I could tame them. Their hitboxes were fine, but it would be too much of a hassle to get them back to USS Titan. I finally found the hitbox of the nest, so I quickly snatched the egg. Then I harvested the seeds and the nest clay. Then I proceeded to destroy the nest. After I destroyed the nest, I was mocking an iguanodon that was trying to get me from the bottom of the hill. Little did I know that there was an iguanodon about to jump me from behind. Hoi hoi hoi! It didn't push me down the hill, luckily, but it was still a threat. So I grabbed my crossbow and terribly missed my shot. So to embarrass myself less, I just ran, because it obviously wasn't worth it. After I ran away to protect my dignity, I ran into a family of diplos. I was looking for their nest, because a diplo would just be amazing right now. Not really. Anyways, I still wanted to snatch an egg, because I assumed that a diplo wouldn't hurt me, since they just push you. I didn't find the nest, but I did discover that they drop huge turd balls. Oh, these things are massive. Damn, I'm taking these. Jeez, so generous of you guys. So I grabbed 2 of them and saved them for my future farm. While I was searching for the diplo nest, I found a nest, but it wasn't a diplo nest. It was a parasaur nest, so I stole the egg. While I was harvesting the other resources, a gang of monkeys threw their poop at me, so I ran. Why you gotta throw your dookie at me? After I ran away, I found the diplo nest. I stole the egg, still assuming that diplos couldn't hurt me. But they did, and they actually hurt pretty bad. So I ran away again. Ooh, they're coming in. Ooh, they hurted. Run away, it's good. We're good, we're fine. We're chill. I didn't think you would hurt me, you hurted me. You pushed me and hurted me. I got to the edge of a cliff and jumped off with my parachute. Alright, let's do it. Let's see where we land. I landed on a huge rock near the beach, which I thought was pretty cool. But I wasn't at my raft, so I had to continue going. I parachuted one more time and landed on a smaller rock. I tried to communicate with raptors and then parachuted once again. Oh, hi guys. Hold on just 1 second and I'll transfer you over to my executive. This time luck wasn't on my side, as I got stopped by another rock and then immediately slaughtered by a raptor. See you later, losers. Oh, that's not good. Ooh, I made a mistake. Thanks, rock, for getting in my way, jerk. When I respawned, I sailed to the small island on the horizon, and when I got to the island, I planted some potato seeds in my crop plot. After I started my farm, I hatched the parasaur and iguanodon. I named the iguanodon Sharkbait and the parasaur Buddy 2. I made a parasaur saddle and immediately realized my mistake. I'm pretty sure, now that I'm writing this script, that I already had a parasaur saddle. And 2, an iguanodon saddle would have been way better to make anyways. After I made my mistake, there was nothing I could do about it, so I searched the island. When I came back, I had 3 sources of good news. 1, no hostiles on the island. 2, I found some metal nodes. And 3, today's sponsor, Custom Lux PCs. Custom Lux PCs make wonderful PCs. I know because they made my current rig. Their build time is quick, and their reply time is even quicker. If you want the best PC with the best customer service, then I suggest you check out Custom Lux PCs. If you follow my link, customluxpcs.com/Raxceryte, you can pick from 3 tiers: Gamma, Beta, or Alpha. You can even score another 5% off when you use code Raxceryte when you check out. And if those 3 PCs don't fit your budget or playstyle, then you can submit a custom build request in the link in the description as well. Thank you Custom Lux PCs for sponsoring today's video. On the early morning of day 16, I used the flare I got earlier because why not? Although I do admit I probably should have used it when it was darker out, but oh well. After I probably wasted the flare, I imprinted Buddy 2. However, I didn't realize he wanted basic kibble. So basically, I wasted a basic kibble. I didn't want to let that happen again, so when Sharkbait wanted basic kibble, I said no. So I repeatedly put Sharkbait in and out of his soul ball until he demanded a cuddle instead of this very, very expensive kibble. I gave Buddy 2 his desired kibble, and harvested some berries with him. Then I put him in a soul ball for protection and free levels. The potatoes that I planted earlier weren't going to help me in the long run, so I replaced them with long grass, the corn plant, since I will be needing corn for one of the kibble recipes in the future. When Sharkbait grew up, I put him in a soul ball to protect him as well. Then I sailed back to the mainland. When I got back, I went to a white drop and got the Zeta implant I needed. So I reactivated it and made an iguanodon saddle that I needed. With the newly crafted saddle, I placed it on shark bait and went on a little stroll. I was hunting pigs with shark bait, and when I killed the second pig, a bunch of raptors came out of nowhere. It's almost as if they literally just spawned in. So of course shark bait dies. Not only was them spawning from nowhere stupid, but since they were attacking shark bait constantly, it prevented him from going into travel mode. Literally the stupidest event in this mod so far. So I sailed away and tried to ignore the trauma that was just given to me. I got a bunch of arrows from a green drop, which is actually pretty nice. Maybe the game feels bad for cheating. After that, I killed a titanoboa and harvested its goodies, like its venom. On day 17, I searched for oil, since I needed it to power the clay nest. I found a nice area that had oil veins deep underwater. My plan was to dive down, harvest as much oil as possible, and just drown. There was no way to dive down, get some oil, swim back up without dying, so I thought this would be my only logical option. On my first dive, I got a lot of oil, and then I drowned as planned. When I respawned, I went down again for my second dive, and to my surprise, the oil vein broke on one solid strike from my pickaxe, so I drowned for nothing this time. I went to another oil vein to do this one more time, and on the way down, a shark prevented me from committing demonetization to myself, and that was really nice of him. However, I couldn't let the shark get in my way because I really needed oil. Jeez, I'm starting to sound like the United States now. Anyways, I threw some oversized toothpicks at the oversized shark and then continued my mission to die whilst harvesting oil. After I died and respawned, I had a fight with a Sarco. I chased it while throwing my spears at him, and he eventually just ran away. Apparently though, it wasn't done, because he came back for more. When he tried to run away for the second time, I whipped out my crossbow and sniped him as he tried to swim away. Hahaha, loser. I tried to harvest his armor plates, but I began to drown. I was going to let myself drown a little bit to harvest the armor plates, but out of nowhere an annoying Hesperornis came and tried to kill me. So I gave up on the armor plates and just killed the Hesperornis instead. Since I can power the clay nest, I placed it down and hatched the 2 raptor eggs and began hatching the Diplo egg. The raptor egg hatched and they were twin boys. After the twins were born, I decided not to hatch the Diplo egg, and I picked it up to hatch it some other day. I really didn't want the raptors right now, so I just put them in soul balls. On day 18, I looted a white drop that had a golden ring, which is equivalent to getting a box full of trash wrapped in a pretty paper with a nice shiny bow. Anyways, I obviously didn't get anything good from the drop. What did happen, however, was an Allosaurus decided to jump scare me. Oh, I heard you, but at least I got the implant, I don't care. When I woke up to my 30th life, I found a pink Equus, so I tamed him. Since there was an Allo earlier, I was hoping that maybe there would be an unguarded nest, so I searched for one. While doing that, a rude Microraptor knocked me off the cliff. Bro, you did not just do that. I wish you could take fall damage. I would love to see you fall to your death. When I reached the bottom, I conveniently fell asleep. As I was waking up, the Microraptor came back, so I killed it and plucked its feathers. I named the pink Equus I tamed earlier Pinky, because there's no name more suitable. While I was attacking an Equus with Pinky, he fell asleep before he even killed the horse. Oh, awesome. Why is every creature in this mod so tired all the time? I took Buddy 2 out of the soul ball and he had 15 levels, so I leveled him up to level 25. When Pinky woke up, I put both him and Buddy 2 in soul balls, for safety of course. A few minutes later, I found an iguanodon nest, so I took the egg. After I took the egg, I got ganged up on by like 20 iguanodons and even some flying ants. They kept chasing me and I kept throwing bolas at them until I was safe to just keep running. I eventually ran into a pond, and then got slaughtered by raptors and dillos. When I respawned, I made a compost bin, because I would eventually need refertilizer for the living nest, which I'm not even close to getting, but may as well be prepared for when I can make it. As I hatched the iguanodon I just stole, the iguanodons from earlier must have remembered, so they attacked me again. All this led to a bunch of dead iguanodons. On day 19, I made an awesome spyglass. Supposedly, an awesome spyglass should show the outline of nests, making them easier to find. A few minutes later, I made a full set of flak armor. I saw that the cooking pot had a blue dye to make, so I dyed my crossbow blue because why not? When I went back to the iguanodon nest, I got swarmed by bugs. Pinky, of course, ended up getting killed by the swarm of bugs. While I was destroying the nest, a nearby Enki got mad at me, so I quickly destroyed the nest right before the Enki could touch my toes. Later in the day, I found another iguanodon nest, so of course I took its egg. As I harvested the nest clay, a nearby iguanodon got mad at me, so I bolted it and killed it. Then I destroyed the nest. I also found an Anki nest, and as I was taking the egg, an Anki proceeded to attack me. It broke my bones, but I managed to limp away to safety, heal up, and then run away. A few minutes later, I found a pteranodon nest, so I killed the protective father and stole the egg, and then I destroyed the nest. I hatched an iguanodon and named her Cinderella. Then I waited for her to grow up. On day 20, I gave Cinderella an imprint. She wanted kibble that I didn't have, so I used a soul ball trick to imprint her with a simple cuddle instead. When Cinderella grew up, I put her in a soul ball to protect her. A few minutes later, I found a nice area to set up camp for a while. I placed down the clay nest and then hatched the Diplo, Anki, and Pteranodon, even though I can't make any of their saddles yet. Both the Diplo and Pteranodon had hatched. I had assumed the Anki did too, so I picked up the nest just to find out that the Anki didn't actually hatch. So I placed the nest back down and then hatched the Anki. I ended up naming the Diplo Chunky, the Pteranodon Flappy, and the Anki Stabby. On day 21, I was running out of time, and unfortunately could not imprint Stabby once more before he became an adult. There were 7 seconds left. Really unfortunate. Anyways, I did manage to imprint Chunky once more. A few minutes later, I found 2 Bronto nests right next to each other. Strategically, I put together a plan in my head. My plan was to expose both of the eggs from the nest without grabbing them. After I exposed the eggs, I would grab the resources and then destroy both nests. Then I snatched both eggs and ran. I successfully got away, but to my surprise, there was a Rex attacking my raft when I got back to it. This Rex just out of nowhere just trotted on down to my raft. Very convenient, Mr. Rex. So I quickly ran to my raft and tried to move it, but it was stuck. I eventually got it free, but the Rex had already destroyed many things, and even murdered Cinderella. I really can't get a break from this garbage mod, can I? I knew it was going to take a while, but I was very adamant about killing the Rex.
Oh, hey, look, you're coming back.
On the morning of day 22, the Rex had finally died to Brontos, although I did most of the work. It took forever, but I did eventually take its armor plates and arms. I went back to my raft and repaired everything that the Rex had destroyed. Well, everything I could repair, that is. I unfortunately couldn't just repair Cinderella, but I had to hatch another Iguanodon, so that's what I did. When the Iguanodon hatched, I named her Princess. I waited for Princess to be imprintable, and then I imprinted her. I put Princess on USS Titan, although now that I'm typing this, I probably should have put her in a soul ball, but whatever, it's too late now. A few minutes later, I crafted my first fabricator. Then I stole a turtle egg and killed its parents. I put the parents to sleep so it would— never mind, you already know. On day 23, I put Princess in a soul ball to protect her. Finally. Jeez, I swear, past me is an idiot sometimes. And that's coming from me, script Raxceryte. Anyways, I hatched the turtle egg I stole, and named the baby turtle Shelly. While Shelly grew, I went out exploring, and I found some metal when I did. This time to get home, I parachuted all the way home from the top of a cliff. I was done living on USS Titan. As fun as it was, I was just over it. I wanted to settle down, so on day 24, I found a really nice, flat and open area to start construction of my house. Building the house took all of day 24, 25, 26, and 27, and was finally finished on day 28. I was actually really proud of how it turned out. I didn't initially have any idea of what I was building, like I usually do, but obviously it turned out well. Comment down below if you like this house or not. The first thing I did was place a feeding trough for all of my creatures to eat. Also, you remember those raptors I hatched ages ago? Of course you do, you pay attention. Anyways, I let them out of their soul balls so they could grow up. While waiting for them to grow up, I moved everything I needed from USS Titan to the inside of my new house. On day 29, I built a greenhouse because I will need to grow mini crops for future kibble, and even the palm trees for core fiber. Then I got water to the greenhouse so the plants could drink. I apparently did not record any of this, but here's what the greenhouse looks like now that it's all finished. On day 30, I went out to get some obsidian, and I found a really peaceful spot so I started mining. While I was peacefully mining, a very rude and oddly level 1 baryonyx attacked me. So Princess and I killed it, since it didn't even have my consent to attack me like that. Anyways, I was harvesting some more obsidian in some other place, and then the Brontos nearby were attacking something, and since Brontos have really long tails, Perils, like I'm sure you know, they hit me even when I was a decent way away from them. I don't know exactly why, but Princess had run into the herd of Brontos. I don't know if she was attacking them or just running away like a coward, but she almost died. I managed to get her out, and then we ran away. A few minutes later, I went to a really tall place on the mountain and just parachuted all the way home. On day 31, I came across a dodo nest. I demonetized the parent and stole the egg. Then I harvested the nest fibers and the feathers as well. I also misclicked and killed the baby. Later in the day, I had to defend my house from an aloe, so I enlisted Chunky's help and killed the annoying aloe. I hatched the dodo I stole earlier and named him Feathermaker because that's what he'll be doing. After I prepared the dodo for his future purposes, I went back to take the aloe brain from the aloe I just killed not even 5 minutes ago. I invested in some glass arrows because they claim that they make dinos bleed. However, in the future, I will soon find out that the arrows don't make every dino bleed, which is kind of annoying, but there's nothing I can do about it. A few minutes later, I snuck up on a fairy nest, and somehow the parents didn't notice, so I stole their egg. Of course, that made them mad, but I easily evaded them. I also snatched an Archaeopteryx egg, but obviously that's not as cool as a Theory. While I was running, I saw a lot, and I mean a lot of Troodons. I didn't really feel like fighting them, so I tried to run away, but I decided to take a nap in the water. What, you've never fallen asleep when you've been taking a bath? Probably for the better, but I mean it's kinda comfy. My torpor was almost gone, and I was about to wake up, but out of nowhere an Allosaurus came and killed me. Okay, well now there's an Allo doing 4 damage per hit. Okay, now it's a little bit, 59. I was doing just fine until you came into the picture. So I respawn. But hey, on the bright side, at least I don't have that annoying red pulse around the sides of my screen. Days 32 and 33, I wasn't actually recording, so I'll tell you the important stuff and recreate it with my epic art skills or whatever. I gave Flappy a saddle, then I needed fish, so I killed a baby mosa. I harvested the baby mosa as much as possible to get as much fish meat as possible. On day 33, I found a pteranodon nest, stole the egg, and then destroyed the nest. I then found an island with compies and rare flowers, so I killed the compies and harvested the rare flowers. On day 34, I hatched a compy egg. Unfortunately, it's a male, so I can't get any tiny eggs, but since he is tiny, I named him Tiny. Then I made a whip, so I can collect mushrooms easier in the future. A few minutes later, I found a beehive, so I gathered 5 bee honey with no consequences. On day 35, I found a broken down castle somewhere in the redwoods, and saw another beehive, so I harvested the honey, and this time I was hunted down by bees. My main objective at the time was to soulball Flappy, in case I died. I somehow managed to survive on 1 HP, which is honestly kind of insane. Since I didn't die, I went around to harvest more mushrooms. When I thought I had enough mushrooms, and since I was far from home and basically dead, I'd made a blood pack to teleport home. When I got home, I made 5 refertilizer and made my first living nest, although I'm not going to be able to use it for a pretty long while. Then I made a preserving bin and put the mushrooms, honey, and even some eggs in it. A few minutes later, I found an aloe nest, and of course I wasn't recording the footage when I snatched the egg, but I recorded the footage when I destroyed the nest, so that's cool, I guess. On day 36, I had an encounter with a titanoboa. It knocked out Flappy, so I killed it before it could kill Flappy. After I killed the giant snake, a swarm of bugs attacked me, so I had to kill them too. Then I took the venom from the snake. While I was harvesting the spide, I heard the footsteps from an all too familiar creature, the Spino.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
The Spino just stopped and stared at me. It was really odd. I later found out that it was stuck. What it was stuck on, I have no idea. So I placed down a sleeping bag in case I died. A few minutes later, I shot it with an arrow, and I immediately regretted it. The arrow somehow freed the Spino, and it attacked me with all its fury, apparently breaking the sleeping bag in the process, so of course I couldn't respawn over there. Thanks, Spino. On day 37, I added a potions mod. The potions mod has a potion that can change the gender of a dino. I wanted this because I've been told that there's a glitch that babies were only female. I didn't really believe this, as I have already gotten male dinos, but just in case I need to switch the gender of one for breeding or something. So I made some gender swap potions, and used them on Feathermaker and Tiny, so I could start getting eggs, since I needed them for kibble. Anyways, I finally made a soul gun, and even made an awesome teleporter, so I placed the teleporter pad outside in a good area. Later in the day, I found a dodo nest, a compy nest, and even a dead guy, actually. I took the dodo egg and the compy egg, but just got garbage from the dead guy. A few minutes later, I found a dillo nest too, so I took that egg as well. On day 38, I made a best eggs machine, probably one of my top 5 most favorite mods. The best eggs machine is so convenient, and will be super helpful in my upcoming ARK story 100 days. Anyways, I used the best eggs machine to incubate all of my eggs. I hatched the Dillo, Compy, Dodo, and Iguanodon. I named the Dillo Dill Pickle, the Compy Mo Tiny, the Dodo Feathermaker 2, and the Iguanodon Prince. After that, I hatched both of the Pteranodons. They were both female, so I named them Olivia and Sophia. Then I turned Feathermaker back into a guy so I could breed dodos. On day 39, I started breeding Prince and Princess, although I will never use any of their eggs for anything. I will not have another Iguanodon ride, so basically I just wasted my time. Other than that, I started building a wall around my base, so I could have my dinos out and be confident that they would probably be safe from most predators. On day 41, I had finally finished the wall, and I was super proud of it. I think it looks really cool. On day 42, I realized that you could just walk in the water around my walls, so I placed down some spike walls to at least try to prevent that. Then I hatched 19 dodos, and put them all behind the rock. On day 43, I plucked the feathers from all the dodos and made 62 more glass arrows. Then I made my first batch of regular kibble, even though I would probably never use all 18 kibble. I also got a Pteranodon with a health mutation, even though I stopped breeding the Pteranodons and will not continue. On day 44, I looted a corpse and got some arrows and a deactivated gamma implant. A few minutes later, I looted a purple drop and got a flashlight attachment and another gamma implant. Then I looted a red drop and got a Mastercraft shield, just another thing I would probably never use. Later in the day, there was a corpse of a Yudi outside my wall. I don't know how it got there or what even killed it, but I did go ahead and harvest it. I got 96 feathers, 2 lungs, and 322 quill-eyed. I then took the 2 lungs to reactivate the 2 gamma implants I got this morning. With the 2 reactivated gamma implants, I made 2 superior saddles. I was gonna waste one on a Diplo saddle, but I changed my mind. On day 45, I tamed 2 baby dolphins. When I got home, I made a dolphin saddle and a Carno saddle. I don't know when I took the Carno egg or when I even hatched it because apparently I didn't feel like writing that down, but I named the Carno 7. Then I named the female dolphin Dark Pearl and the male dolphin Earl. A few minutes later, I imprinted 7 and the dolphin siblings. On the morning of day 46, 7 and the dolphin siblings were fully grown up. I gave 7 his saddle and went on a hunting trip with him. A few minutes into the hunting trip with 7, we killed 3 stegos. I decided to harvest their juicy resources, but didn't realize at the time that it would take all night. On day 47, I explored a big cave that was basically a hole in the ground. While in that cave, I tamed a dung beetle for fertilizer purposes. I had managed to lose a lot of HP and somehow lost my teleporter remote, so I just decided to teleport home the old-fashioned way. Okay, bye-bye! Nice meeting you. When I got home, I plucked all the feathers from the dodos. Then I put them in a soul terminal with the dung beetle to begin production of fertilizer. After that, I took the feathers I plucked and made 160 glass arrows. Later in the day, I stole a stego egg and then killed the parent. I was just kind of roaming around, and then I came across 2 mantis nests. This surprised me, as I hadn't seen any mantises in this area. So, of course, I took both mantis eggs. On day 48, I destroyed a scorpion burrow, and after I did, a rude dillo attacked me. I still hadn't made another teleporter remote, so I had to run home. While running home, I was attacked by a lot of things. The first thing was an iguanodon, so I killed it. Next thing was an archaeopteryx. Then a pack of 4 dillos and a partridge in a pear tree. sorry, my bad. Anyways, the 4 dillos all shot at me. I managed to dodge them and then continued running home. On day 49, since I had procrastinated for so long, I made another teleporter remote so I wouldn't forget again. Later in the day, I was harvesting a stego, and out of nowhere, a rude Carno came up and tried to assassinate me. On day 50, I had gotten my first 100 kills with 7. This got 7 to rank up to a strong Carno. Apparently, some of the high-ranking creatures in the wild drop stuff, because when I killed this tyrant pig, it dropped a ramshackle aloe saddle, which is pretty cool. I needed to get angler gel to begin hatching the big boy eggs, so on day 51, I went anglerfish hunting. I ended up killing 3 anglerfish, and had harvested a total of 42 angler gel. When I arrived home from anglerfish hunting on day 52, I hatched an aloe, since I have the saddle for it. I named the baby aloe Baja, because that's what I always name my first aloe. After hatching Baja, I hatched the Spino, Theri, Stego, and the 2 mantis eggs. When the 2 mantis eggs hatched, they were both triplets. I even researched and asked people if this is normal, as I had never actually hatched mantises before. I'm honestly just going to say that in the hunted, bugs just hatch in triplets or something, because there's no way I'm that lucky. All 6 mantises were male, so I turned 5 of them into females so I could breed faster in the future. I named named the Spinonexus, the Theory Shredder, the Stegochunkzilla, and the Mantis that I chose to be mine yet would never be used, Zeltron. I finished day 52 by imprinting Baja. On day 53, I made my first batch of exceptional kibble, 3 to be exact. After that, I hatched 2 Bronto eggs, and then immediately put them in soul balls because I didn't really feel like raising them. In order to make a mantis saddle, I needed a beta implant. The way you can find a beta implant, from my current knowledge, was from a yellow drop, so that's what I did. I went out and looted drops. I didn't find a beta implant, but I did find some other goodies. I found an Ascendant chitin helmet with 459 armor from a purple drop with a golden ring. After that, I found flak boots with 412 armor, and flak leggings with 365 armor from a red drop. On day 54, I released the Brontos from their soul balls, and let them begin growing up. While the Brontos were growing, I went on a hunting trip with Baja. A few minutes into the hunting trip, I had a fight with the Rex. This fight would almost kill Baja, and the reason Baja wasn't killed is because the Rex is kinda stupid, and started to run away even though it was winning. After I killed the Rex, Baja got 15 levels. I spent a while healing Baja, and thanks to the hunted being, well, the hunted, aka stupid, at the end of the night, Baja was barely half full, but oh well. On day 55, I continued the hunt with Baja, since killing is actually fun now that I actually have some decent mounts. At the end of the day, I had racked up 80 kills, so I called it a night and teleported home. On day 56, I killed a legendary pig, except it's obviously not the legendary pig because it's not Technoblade. Anyways, after killing the imposter, it dropped a ramshackle Pelagorna saddle that I will never use. A few minutes later, I killed an epic Diplo and got an Ascendant Dodex saddle, which I guess could come in handy someday if I ever choose to tame one. But I've just been using my hatchet for stone, and it's been working just fine. At the end of the day, 7 was still doing more damage than Baja, except Baja was faster and had more health. And now that I think of it, Baja also had a better saddle too, in this case more armor. On day 57, I came across an RG nest, and apparently you can harvest blue gems from it, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Not sure if I'll use them, but at least I have some, I guess. After I drooled over the blue gems, I took the egg. Then I killed the parent and harvested the talons, as I would need them for the monkey boss fight. A few minutes later, I had slaughtered 3 Rexes and 2 Carnos. By the time I had harvested all of the resources from the 3 Rexes and 2 Carnos I killed earlier, I was halfway through day 58. I had gotten 504 armor plates and 10 Rex arms. Oh, yeah, I had killed 2 more Rexes while trying to harvest the 3 I killed. When I got home, I hatched the baby RG. It was a red and black looking bird when it hatched, and it was actually pretty cool looking, but when I soulballed it and relocated it away from the nest, it was way uglier. It had turned into an ugly brown with white highlights. Thanks, game. I think that's still a glitch that the hunted, for whatever reason, you hatch the baby, but if you like put in a cryopod or a soul ball and release it somewhere else, it totally just changes the colors, and I don't know why it does that. It's kind of annoying. On day 59, I had imprinted the RG, then named him Birdo. At the end of day 59, I had fully imprinted Birdo. On day 60, I began breeding all 6 mantises, since you guys voted for me to beat the monkey boss with mantises. I will need 4 artifacts for the boss: Artifact of the Cunning, Hunter, Pack, and Skylord. So I went to get the first artifact on the list, Artifact of the Cunning. The cave was pretty easy. All I had to do was kill a few bugs and then grab the artifact. On day 61, I made a weaponsmithy so I could manufacture cool guns in the future. After that, I took a bunch of mantis eggs from the best eggs machine and hatched them. When they all hatched, it made my game super laggy, but that's probably because there's like 100 or more of them, but I don't really know. I didn't count them all. I claimed a lot of the level 3s and 5s, as these were the ones with mutations. With the other hundreds of mantises just sitting there, I took out Baja so I could convert their souls to experience and more kills on the kill counter, but nah, the impatient lizard just killed all of them. The 2 level 5 mantises were twins with melee and weight mutations. I decided not to use them in my main breeding line, but instead named them Slice and Dice. I brought out one of the females that had a health mutation and named her N, so now it's the Slice and Dice trio. I'll let them grow up so they can kill stuff later. After that, I replaced Zeltron with the 1 health mutation male, so the breeding can continue. On the morning of day 62, the Slice and Dice trio were all grown up. I then took all the eggs from the previous batch of bred mantises that were bred using Zeltron, and then killed them with Baja to get her to rank up to a powerful ally. I made an AK-102 gun in the weapon fabricator, even though I will barely use it. After that, I made a chemistry bench. Since the chemistry bench is greedy and wants power and gas, I had to work on powering my house. So I made a power generator and put it in a shed outside near the back door that I made specifically for the power generator. You apparently can't store Rex arms, or in this case, hunter trophies in the fridge, so I put the preserving bin out back next to the power shed so I can store all of my hunter trophies in it. On day 63, I made a bunch of gunpowder so I can start making a bunch of bullets. I was feeling like my house was a little bit too small, and that there was a bunch of space not being used, so I added this balcony thing. With the gunpowder I made earlier, I made a bunch of bullets. After that, I crafted a combo flashlight silencer attachment. Dang, that was a mouthful. Almost reminds me of the Amazon listings, where it's a brand new, awesome, cool, very good working condition, nice flashlight, big and bright with many colors being white and even brighter white or something, I don't know. Kinda just made that on the fly. I was pretty impressed. Actually, I'm very proud of myself with that one. Then I made an M4A1 rifle, since it's just better than the AK-102. On day 64, I went to go test out my new toy, the rifle, not my super cool bouncy ball I got yesterday. Anyways, I demonetized a bunch of innocent creatures, except they weren't innocent because they were existing, and that is illegal in 14 states. After that, I killed some salmon and stole their roe, which I'm pretty sure is their eggs or something. I don't know. All I do know is that otters love this food for some reason, so I used the salmon eggs to tame an otter. When I was trying to teleport home, a gang of microraptors attacked me because they thought I was going to steal their egg, so I killed them all. While killing the annoying tiny raptors, I accidentally killed a baby aloe.
Oh, sorry, Aloe. My bad.
And this time, I actually mean I accidentally killed it. When I got home, I named the otter Delphine, in honor of mildly modded Season 2. On day 65, I entered the Hunter Cave. In the Hunter Cave, I looted a yellow drop and got an Ascendant Megatherium saddle, which I will probably never use. And the blueprint of an Ascendant Anki saddle as well, which is expensive and I will also probably never use nor craft to begin with. When I killed the bats, I noticed that they drop guano, or I guess you harvest guano from them. But apparently this guano fella is also a fertilizer, so that's interesting I guess. I grabbed the artifact of the hunter and then teleported home. On day 66, I hatched a ton of baby mantises, and for some reason all of them died. I guess they were allergic to sunlight, or stupidity, which I am probably giving off more stupidity than the sun gives off sunlight, so I guess both options are totally viable here. On day 67, I ventured down into the big hole in the ground. This hole turned out to be the cave where the artifact of the pack was stored. When I got to where the artifact sleeps, there were hundreds of spiders guarding it. It took a while to kill all the spiders, but I eventually killed them all. I grabbed the artifact and then went and harvested all of the spiders. At the end of the day, I had gathered 397 cocoon silk, which is definitely going to be coming in handy. On day 68, I hatched a whopping 90 mantises and got a whopping 0 mutations. Just my luck, really. Which is just another reason I really think that the hunted mod just hatches all the insects as like siblings and stuff, because I have no luck. There's no way I'd have a 0.04% chance of getting that. No. Disagree. Just not happening. Would never happen. Anyways, a few minutes later, I went into the cave of the Skylord and grabbed the Skylord artifact. With the bugs and snakes I killed in the Skylord cave, I got out with the 5 to 10 of boa venom I needed for the boss. When I got home, I painted my M4A1 red, white, and blue because of the USA or something. I don't know. I just like the color combination, really. At the end of the day, I finally got a health mutation on the mantises. Another one, that is. Day 69. Nice. I killed a Sarco for its skin, since I will also need that for the boss fight. After that, I came across a Giga, and managed to sneak up to its nest because the Giga walked off the cliff. I took advantage of the stupid Giga parent and got to the nest. I stole the Giga egg, and even had enough time to take the alpha implant that I will need in order to craft the Giga saddle. After I stole the egg and took the implant, I destroyed the nest. I was curious how hard it would be to kill the Giga, but turns out my M4A1 rifle killed the Giga easily. Halfway through day 70, I had finally harvested the heart and armored plates from the sleeping giant. After that, I decided to go shark hunting with Dark Pearl, and found out that she had 30 levels. So I put most of it into speed, besides enough levels into weight so she could carry me, of course. The first thing I killed was a plesiosaur, and it was a very good thing I had my scuba tank on me because harvesting the shagreen took forever. For some reason, the harvesting process instantly finished, and I wasn't paying attention because I was writing down in my notes. So I don't really know, but I will try to pay attention next time. Next time was me killing a megalodon. I tried to pay attention, and at first it wasn't doing it, and then at the last second it did it again. I used my guesstimation skills, and figured that it was probably me holding C, because for whatever reason when you leave the area of the corpse corpse by swimming downwards, it instantly harvests the corpse, which I will definitely be abusing in the future. On day 71, I ranked Baja up to an elite aloe by getting another 100 kills. After that, I came across a Rex nest. I didn't feel like fighting the Rexes with Baja because deep down I honestly didn't think Baja could win, so I took out my M4A1 rifle and killed all the Rexes. For some odd and really stupid reason, the nest disappeared after I killed the parents, which I don't know if that's intended or if it was a glitch. Either way, it was really stupid. So I looked for another Rex nest, and while doing that I came across a Dinopithecus den, and when I destroyed it, a baby Dinopithecus spawned. It wanted a medical brew, so I teleported home to craft one. When I came back, I gave the medical brew to the baby monkey and tamed it. I eventually found another Rex nest, and the mother didn't care that I was stealing her egg, nor the beta implant. She eventually realized what I was doing and walked closer. I very audibly told her not to step any closer, but she wouldn't listen. Come any closer and he gets it. Don't stop moving. I'm gonna do it. Alright, that's it. You asked for it. When I was teleporting home, a monkey was charging me down. Oh, you young, you can't do it. He tried. I hatched the Giga and Rex eggs when I got home. On day 72, I named 3 new recruits to the family. I named the Giga Armageddon, the Rex Destroyer, and the Dinopithecus Aperilla. Don't ask me how I came up with that, I don't remember. I also made Rex metal armor because it's cool looking and will work as a saddle, so I don't have to go out and find another useless alpha implant or whatever. On day 73, I crafted a mantis saddle. Then I took out the slice and dice trio and made swords for all 3 of them. I let the trio heal up before I took them out on their first hunting trip. When I took the trio out for their hunting trip, Slice, which was the mantis I was riding, was doing 303 damage off the bat, which is actually pretty surprising to me. The first bigger thing we killed was a trike, and this poor 3-horned lizard got melted. After killing the trike, we attacked a Bronto, and this was a bad idea. The battle started off good, but eventually the Bronto got the high ground and killed N and Dice. No! Well, they're not very durable. Slice barely got out of it alive, and the reason he survived is because I, the imprinter, was riding him. Probably. I don't know, that's just my guess. I had to take out Baja to save us. Mantises are very powerful, yet very fragile bugs. Even though we lost 2 soldiers today, they do seem at least somewhat promising. Comment down below your goodbyes and farewells to Dice and N. I really regret their names, but at least I don't have to say it anymore, since, you know, they're dead or whatever. On day 74, Destroyer and Aperilla were fully grown up. I put Aperilla in a soul ball and gave Destroyer his awesome looking metal armor saddle. I don't care if it's technically cheating because I didn't make a Rex saddle the hunted way. I just want to be able to ride the tame that I stole fair and square. Anyways, Destroyer is pretty decent, doing 250-ish damage to begin with. When I got back home, I hatched 39 mantis eggs, and only got a single melee mutation. And I'm just focusing on health since mantises are pretty fragile. I remember that you can ride Dinopithecus without saddles, like a wolf or a horse, so I tested out Aperilla, and she's alright, not really strong, but definitely a fun travel mount. She can even jump over the walls I built. On day 75, I killed 2 aloes and stole their brains. A few minutes later, I found a baby aloe roaming around, so I decided to tame it. After that, I proceeded to kill 2 more aloes for the delicious brains. On day 76, I killed yet another aloe. Then I got Baja to rank up to an epic aloe. I took the brain from the aloe, and now I have all the aloe brains I need for the boss fight. Well, actually, I only needed 3, but oh well. When I got back to base, Armageddon still wasn't fully grown. I released the baby aloe from his soul ball and named him Orange Knight. Then I hatched 33 mantis eggs and finally got another health mutation. Later in the day, I was harvesting a Bronto corpse when I realized how broken it was. Harvesting the corpse brought in a lot of experience, at least for a Rex, so I abused this and harvested the Bronto all night so Destroyer could get a lot of levels. Halfway through day 77, I was still harvesting the corpse. I had accumulated more than 17 levels, but expected the corpse to be gone by now, so I just gave up farming the corpse. When I got back to base, Armageddon was finally fully grown up. Her health is really low, but that's okay. I won't let her die, probably. I had her follow Destroyer, and it took a while, but she did eventually find a way outside of the gate. While we were walking, looking for something to kill, Destroyer took a huge dump and Armageddon ate it. Why did you just eat the poop, bro? Turns out, Armageddon is actually pretty weak. She does 168 damage, while Destroyer is doing 707 damage. Yes, I know Destroyer is heavily leveled and I'm riding him, so he gets the imprint bonus, but still. A few minutes later, I came across an Alpha T-Rex, and I began fighting it. Halfway through the battle, I teleported home to give Destroyer an experience mushroom. When I got back, I continued and eventually killed the Alpha T-Rex. It was halfway through day 78, and the T-Rex tooth was finally harvested. It took 15 minutes. I am not lying. I recorded this. I timed it when I was taking it. It took 15 minutes. That's how absurd this mod can get. When I teleported home, I reactivated the alpha implant I got from the Giga Nest a few days ago. A few minutes later, I went out to kill a Tuso, and I had a decent battle with it, almost losing Dark Pearl in the process. I killed 4 Megalodons on day 79, and did the glitch to instant harvest the Shagreen. When I teleported home, I made an extraordinary saddle. I then made a Spino Sea King saddle for Nexus. I could have used Nexus as a mount a long time ago using this mod, but I think it's fair that just now I'm starting to use him. After that, I made a Giga saddle for Armageddon. Then I went to test out Nexus, and he's actually kinda disappointing. Doing only 250 damage with levels already into melee and with a water buff is just pretty pathetic. He looks cool though, and that's all that matters. I spent some time harvesting a Bronto corpse, doing the thing I did for Destroyer a few days ago. I called it quits at around 15 levels, and put them all into melee. Now Nexus was doing 366 damage, with the water buff, and they call the Spinos the damage dealers. On day 80, I gave Armageddon her saddle and tested her out. After killing 3 Brontos, she was doing 480 damage. It is definitely going to take 20 days for her to heal. Unfortunately, healing isn't the same, thanks to this dumb mod, so you can't really force feed meat to heal carnivores, so they gotta heal themselves, almost as if they were a herbivore. At the end of the day, Armageddon was only doing 519 damage. Pretty disappointing. On day 81, I hatched 29 Mantis eggs. I got a melee mutation, but unfortunately no health mutation. After that, I went hunting on Destroyer, as there were still some hunter trophies I needed for the monkey boss. I ended up killing 3 Sarcos and harvesting their skins. On day 82, I killed a family of Theries and stole their claws. Then I killed a family of Argies and also stole their claws. Although technically they are talons, but like who cares, right? At the end of the day, I finally had everything I needed to fight the monkey boss. So you know what that means, right? Breeding montage! With the breeding montage lasting 15 days, I didn't really get many mutations unfortunately. Just my luck really. I ended up sticking with 19 mantises, all with 6 health mutations and 1 melee mutation. Since I couldn't really get any more mutations, I just decided to level the mantises up on day 98 and 99. On the morning of day 99, my army had a rough battle with a herd of Brontos. The Brontos managed to kill a couple of my soldiers. I don't think my army is ready, but I don't have any more time, so there's nothing I can really do about it. Since I only had 15 mantises left, I needed to recruit some help. So I recruited Sergeant 7, First Sergeant Nexus, Corporal Baja and Corporal Orange Knight, and of course Sergeant Major Destroyer. Boss fight time. I am now ready for the boss fight. Comment down below if you think I will win or lose. Let the boss fight commence. Oh, awesome. They're not even counted as this. They have to expire for... That's actually pretty stupid.
2,000 years later.
Alright, there we go. Now we got it, because apparently if they're not spoiled yet, then they're not usable, which is completely absurd. But I guess we'll go ahead and spawn this. I'm actually kind of terrified. I'm nervous, okay? Also, I don't know where my torso went. That probably won't be a problem. Unfortunately, we do not have a U-Tyrannus or a Piggy, so no health, no courage, nothing like that. Okay, let's do it. We're doing it. Aren't you guys excited? If you guys watched this far and you're excited to watch me either die or kill the monkey boss, definitely go ahead and smash that like button, and if you have not already subscribed, go ahead and consider subscribing. It helps me out a ton, and I thank you for that. So thank you for liking and subscribing, and let's get into the boss fight. Oh, that has a lot of health, dude. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, well, this is not going good at all. This is horrible. You can't do anything against this. This is horrible. There was no chance at the beginning. This is not possible, dude. Yeah. Well, that sucked. I mean, it's honestly, what else was I supposed to do? Like, I had 20 days to breed. I barely got any mutations as it is. I got 6 mutations on a mantis that you guys chose to vote for. They're all imprinted to 100%. I couldn't get any of their saddles because I couldn't find another beta implant. Like, there's literally so much that caused me to lose. And this was just gamma, like, honestly. Like, there was literally nothing I could do. I had every creature that I was, you know, that were strong. I had my gun that I actually thought would do a lot, but it didn't do anything. Everything died in the first 10 seconds. I had basically most of my armor on. The chest plate was like adding another 100 armor or something. Like, I don't know. There's something about the hunted that makes it so difficult to get a strong creature. All of those creatures are way stronger if I were actually riding them, but because I wasn't riding them, they were at least like, I think 50% weaker than what they are. So Destroyer doing 1,000 damage when I was riding him was only doing like 500 damage because I wasn't on him. So that already made my power 50% weaker just because of the whole imprint thing that makes all of them stronger. You know, like I said, I had no saddles, I had no time, I had bad luck. I didn't get any mutations. There were so many times where I hatched 300 mantises and it would get no mutation. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a long time to do this. This mod almost made me just want to quit because it's just so boring and it takes a lot of time and effort, and I'm a procrastinator and I don't like having to work for my stuff. Like, I do it because I have to, but it's not fun, okay? So I would give this mod a 2 out of 10 eggs because this sucks. This mod it's boring. You can't get a strong creature. If you want a strong creature for a boss fight, you're gonna have to breed hundreds of mutations into it if you're even that lucky, and in the time frame that you have in a 100, it's just, I don't know, it's just not really possible. Well guys, that was the 100 Days They Hunted video. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, why not like the video? And hey, if you're new here, why not subscribe for more 100 Days content? And with that, I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Peace out.